This week again we have a double parsha, Behar Bekhukotay, the last parsha in Sefer Vayikra. It's Chazak V'Nischazek. We should be zeichet to start more Sfarim and finish more Sfarim, and to always be able to delve into the parashas and understand it on a deeper level. In this parsha, we talk about the parsha opens up, Behar opens up with the halachos of Shemitah, and then Yovel, the 7th year, the 50th year, and then right in parsha, right before Sheni, we start right after Sheni. We start with a new theme. If you'll sell something to your friend or you'll buy something for your friend, don't wrong your friend, your colleague. Don't wrong your colleague. What does it mean, don't wrong your colleague? The pasuk continues, but it means don't deal with him in a dishonest way. Don't charge too much if you're selling something. Don't pay too little if you're buying something. And then the words loitainu, don't wrong your friend, appear in two psukim later. Loitainu ishas hamisai. And the Rashi already brings, and the Chazal say, one is talking about don't wrong your friend monetarily, and also don't wrong your friend with words. You use the wrong words, you can insult somebody, you can embarrass somebody, speak lashon hara about somebody. Those are things that a person chas v'shalom can do with his mouth. A person should not do that. Loitainu, do not wrong your friend. Don't say the wrong words. Don't do things that will cause pain through your words. Medrash here on this parsha connects the parsha of Shemitah and also starts talking about Mispar Shanim. So the Medrash, the headline of the Medrash starts with the words of Shemitah and then continues with the words Al Tainu Ishas HaMisai and brings the famous pasuk in Mishlei Chaim V'Amov B'Yad HaLoshen. Life and death are in the hands of the tongue. A tongue can cause life and a tongue can cause death. And then the Medrash brings many mishalim, many parables, many examples. What does it mean that the tongue can cause life and the tongue can cause death? For example, there's a burning coal. A coal is burning. If you blow on it, then it will burn even brighter. It will burn even more. The fire will come out. And if you spit on it, then it will put out the coal. There won't be any coal. It won't be burning at all. It will completely extinguish the coal. A person has a piece of bread. It's tevel. He didn't take truma and ma'aser. He didn't give the proper amounts to the kohen, to the levi. If he eats it, it's a terrible sin. It's a sin that can cause terrible destruction and terrible punishment. All he has to do is say, "This is truma, this is ma'aser," and he completes the bread. Now it's a piece of bread that a person can eat and get sustenance from. Life and death are in the hands of the tongue. The story brings the medrash of Shimon Gamliel. Shimon Gamliel says to his servant, to his helper, "Go and buy me something good. Buy me something very good." So the servant goes to the market. He comes back. He buys him a tongue of a cow. He says, "Okay, this is a good piece of meat." Next day he says, "Buy me something cheap, something simple, something not so special." He comes back. He buys him a tongue. So I don't understand. Yesterday I told you to buy something good. You brought me a tongue. Today, he said, "Yeah, because like we say, the tongue can cause something good, the tongue can cause something bad. It can cause destruction, or it can cause life." The Maharal says that the point of all of this, what does it mean that the tongue causes life and the tongue causes death? Every person is made up of his physical side and his spiritual side. There's the wisdom, the brain of a person, the knowledge of a person, the pursuit of knowledge, especially Torah knowledge, that comes from our spiritual side of the person, of the person's body. And then there's the body, there's the physical body. We can move, we can walk, we can do things with our body. When we speak, the words are not visible. You can't touch words, it's not physical. But yet it comes from our mouths, it comes from our tongue. Our tongue is what gives us the possibility to be able to enunciate words and speak them out. So this is a connection. This is one of the connection points between the physical and the spiritual. So now we have to understand. You're speaking. You're using this connect point of your physical and your spiritual. Are you doing it for a spiritual pursuit? That's life. That means you're saying that what I'm doing is spiritual. I'm using my tongue, but I'm doing something spiritual. If chas v'shalom, a person uses his tongue for the wrong reasons, he starts talking badly about people, he starts insulting people, he starts embarrassing people, he starts bullying people, he starts abusing people with his mouth. So then he's using the physical side and he's completely canceling any spirituality that could come out of his mouth. The tongue is what causes life and what causes death. Says the Shem Yishmuel, brings us Maral, and he says with this we can understand the connection to Shemitah. Why does the Medrash connect us with Shemitah? This Shemitah year is a year also which has this point in it. A person has a land. The land is a physical thing. He's working on the land. What can be more physical than working on the land? But a person who's living in Eretz Yisrael, he's working on his land. He doesn't get his success from the fact that he's working. It's the place where Hashem is what gives us the success of the land. After 6 years, a person's working on his land, says the Shem Shmuel, the land should already be weak. It needs to rest. It needs to lie fallow. It already needs to lie fallow. But in the 6th year, if a person keeps Shemitah, it gives 3 years worth of produce. Because the person's going to keep Shemitah. He's not going to have what to eat, not in the 7th year, not in the 8th year. So what's going to happen, says the Torah, Tzivi says brachasi, I'll give my bracha, and the 6th year will give enough produce for 3 years, 6th year, 7th year, and 8th year. But 6th year should be the weakest year. And it comes out to be the most powerful year. For thousands of years, Jews don't live in Eretz Yisrael. There's nobody in Eretz Yisrael. It's a desert land. For thousands of years, it's a desert land. The Jews come back, and now it's producing. It's a country which produces. It become one of the leaders in production, agriculture, and everything. How did that happen? Where was all this agriculture? When Hashem is there, when Hashem is watching the land. Next year is Shemitah. We have to salute, of course, the heroes of Eretz Yisrael who keep Shemitah, all the farmers who are going to lose a whole year of parnas, a whole year of livelihood because of the fact that they're keeping the mitzvah of the Torah of Shemitah. We have to also understand, of course, we have to support them and we have to salute them. We also have to understand, by keeping the Shemitah, this is also a connection point between the spiritual and the physical. It's a physical land, but it's a spiritual bracha. Hashem is the one that gives us the bracha, which is totally supernatural. It's not a natural course of events. We don't live in the natural world. We live in the supernatural. We live in the world of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, watching the land of Eretz Yisrael. Everybody who has a connection to Eretz Yisrael has to realize, if we keep the land Kadosh, if we keep the mitzvahs in the land, if there's Limud HaTorah in the land of Eretz Yisrael, if the Shmiras HaMitzvahs in the land of Eretz Yisrael, then everything will be beautiful. We're accentuating the spiritual part of the land. Then even the physical will bring bracha, chas v'shalom. We don't appreciate the spirituality of Eretz Yisrael. We say Eretz Yisrael is a land like all the other lands. Then there's going to be destruction, chas v'shalom. There won't be success in the land of Eretz Yisrael. Good Shabbos.